I would like to request all the students mention your name and roll number in the chat, because later on it's very difficult to take the attendance once I will start the session. Latecomers, mention your roll number and the name. Latecomers, mention your roll number and the name in the chat. Okay? So very good afternoon, Manana. Today we are learning the subject of your consumer electronics, and already we have gone through many topics related to this subject, starting from mobile communication. Then we have gone through the iPhones. Okay, we have even gone through where the what we can say, the all generations from the first G, second, third, fourth, fifth, likewise. Today we have gone through the handsets also. Okay, today we will continue with a new topic that is nothing but the EPBX, right? So this is the last topic of the chapter number 1, that is nothing but communication devices. In this communication devices, our last content or the topic is nothing but the EPABX. What is that? Stands for Electronics Private Automatic Branch Exchange. So this is one of the important topic related to our branch, which we must know all the details related to the EPABX. Okay, apart from this long form. Okay, so what is this? It stands for Electronic Private Automatic Branch Exchange, which is a private telephone network used by the organizations and the companies for the various types of communication, either between the employees or the outside the clients. Okay, so in short, if the communication is larger, you can say the commercial point of view, or you can say if large call-ins rates are there, so big organizations are there, big companies are there, at that time such type of extension is required. Okay, so that the communication will go in the smooth way. So this is one of the application, you can say such type of extensions are used not only in the organization, but it uses in many of the companies. Okay, so both required for the employees and the employers. Okay, so the abbreviation already we have gone through, Electronic Private Automatic Branch Exchange, and it comes under the category of the business point of view. Okay, because it's many times we talk about the commercial and the residence point of view. Okay, so while you are talking, so in short, you can say this is not the residential, but it's a commercial point of view. We are going to use such type of extensions, and it's come under the category of commercial or the business point of view for utility in a proper way for smooth connection with the communication. So in that particular environment, we know very well if we talk about the business, so definitely the clients will move. Okay, as compared to the residents. In a residence, if you're calling, if you're calling or receiving any calls, not more than 2 to 5 members will be there. But if you talk about the commercial, might be in the organization, might be your the business point of view, and you can say the various industries or the business or the companies. So in that environment, there will be chances of difficulty of calling issues. So if the multiple lines were there at that time, there will be the issue not possible by this single telephonic connection. So in short, this extension is nothing but utilizing the multi-lines connections. Okay, that's why we are going to prefer such type of extension while you are going to talk about the companies, while you are going to talk about the business point of view, while you are going to talk about the organization, instead of talking about the individual or residential point of view. So this EPABX plays the vital role in the internal communication often the office. Why we are talking internal means within that particular office we are telling. Okay, nationally and globally we are not talking about that, but we are talking if the any office, or you can say the any business office or the organization is utilizing or getting that benefits at that time, you can say that particular office, that particular company, that particular organization is utilizing for proper communication, utilizing the multiple line connections by using to that particular office. Okay. So in short, this is furthermore if the large organization, small or the large organization, they can utilize for the already we have said for the faster communication, for the smooth communication among the transmission and reception of the clients and all. So that time you can utilize. Okay, because while you're talking about the business point of view, so the employees, if you are going to utilize or the clients are there, so it's not possible that there should be a discontinuity in the if there is a multiple lines issues. So to overcome such issues, we can utilize the extensions. So this is the system that can also be useful for the external communication with the clients. Not only the internal purpose, but also for the external point of view, we can utilize such type of extensions. So if we talk about this extensions, so there are various kinds of, or you can say the types of your EPBX. Okay, so it starts with the, you can say the PBX or the IPBX. Okay, so IP separate with the PBX or the IP likewise totally depend upon which type of the connection and what is your purpose of the application. So what is the purpose and the application? Here the internet protocol IP stands for the internet protocol. So while you are going to utilize this private branch exchange along with the benefit, along with the additional features, except you are the calling, if you want to utilize your the internet protocols or the internet services, that time you can say this is a more useful. Such type of connections are more useful. So here already we have explained what is the application. So business point of view, organization point of view, or what we can say the if you are utilizing just offices or a business organizations, okay, or a small or the large companies are there at that time, it's more beneficial. Not only we are required only the in today's era, you can go through that. It's a requirement of internet. So not only the call is sufficient, we are calling, we are receiving the calls, it's not sufficient. We require the internet facility. So for sake of that, the new versions or additional features come up in the EPBX. That is nothing but either you can go for the IPBX or you can go for the IPBX separately. That is internet protocol along with the private branch exchange. So in this business telephone system designing, okay, so this we can say which we are going to design or deliver the voice over the data network and what we can say interoperate with a normal public switched telephone network. That is a PSTN. That is nothing but the public switched telephone network. Okay. So this is the connection connectivity. There will be various kinds of the connectors connectivity of will be there. They will connect to each other and they will provide the benefits, just like where the ISDN integrated services, a digital networks, how we can connect the PVC in the further slide. See here, if you observe this figure, you will be able to find how we can transmit our voice over the internet, because previous it is only voice was there, but nowadays the voice over the internet or the internet protocol is apart from our the audio video, we want to utilize the data exchange apart from our voice. So see here how the EPBX is connected along with your the various multiple lines are connected to this one, and these are the clients. So in the offices or apart from internal or the external, there will be the connectivity. Okay, so what is here in the EPABX? Already we have gone through the long form, that is electronic private automatic branch exchange. And this is one type of the switching system, no doubt at all. There are various kinds of switching systems are there. Okay, so this switching system for the internal as well as the external switching functions if you are going to utilize in the business organization, okay, any kind, at that time you can utilize not only in the internally but also the external. Also, it handles the internet traffic between the stations. It acts as a gatekeeper to the outside world. Okay, so clearly they mention what is the role of the EPABX. What they are telling here, they clearly mention that is nothing but clearly mentioned here, that is this EPABX handles the internal traffic. Not only it handles the internal traffic between the stations, because if we are talk about the large companies, business point of view, commercially or large organization, at that time, not only we need to take care about the internal traffic, but also we need to act as a gatekeeper to outside the world. So this EPABX plays the major role here. Multi-line connections can be made through the single telephone connection. So see here, while you are going to receive the multiple lines, later on with the one PPBX, the same things are connecting to the various one. Okay, but the line will be later on only one here, multi to one here. Okay, multi to one here. So in this way, you can say you can use for the telephonic connectivity with the extension of the single phone line. So this is the feature of your the EPABX. Okay, even our organization also have the EPABX at the Sanstha side. Okay, so while you will visit, definitely we will go there and we will observe the EPABX. Even if you observe the telephone bhavan or the telephone booth, biggest telephone exchange or the telephone bhavan, that also includes or having this EPABX. So what are the types of that EPABX? That is in the form of analog, that is in the form of your the digital form. So the phone box system is used to connect the different phone lines, okay, and requires the person to operate the switchboard controlling the calls, and the companies providing the services. Okay, so there are various kinds of in the market. Various companies are there who are going to manufacture this product, and they are utilizing. And there are various competition in that also. How they are providing the various features in that telecom company in that telecom sector. Okay, so the few companies are listed here, just like you are the Panasonic, just like you are the Toshiba, Nortel, okay, Rexon Technology. These are the few companies which are going to manufacture the different kinds or the types of EPABX. So in short, what is the analog and the digital form? So phone box will be there in the analog system, which is used to connect the different phone lines, and it also requires the person to operate the switchboard controlling. So here in the continuous form, here the very difficult to only simple in the analog, there will not be any facility regarding your the internet. But if you go for the digital conversation and that wireless, with the help of the wireless later on, this is the internal. But if you go for globally, so definitely it will be you need to utilize in the digital form. So sound will be converted to digital signals and sent to the channels through the circuit switching. Already we have discussed packet switching, circuit switching. There are various kinds of switchings are available. With the help of that switching, the signals is, which is in the form of sound information is there, that will be converted. If analog continuous signals will be there, there will not be any kind of conversion. But if we talk about the digital, definitely at the beginning the signals will be in the form of analog, and that we need to convert into the digital form with the help of the converter, or okay, with the help of the various switchers. It is also the way of a complementary phone, and the companies adopt this connection to the callers. Okay, there are various companies already we have discussed. Various companies are there which are going to utilize this benefit of your the EPABX. What are the required components? So in short, you can say this is the whole architecture or the designing of your the EPABX in the telephone bhavan or the any organization, private or the government. If they are going to use this one, so they need to go for this setup. Okay. So the required components are internet switching networks, the microcontroller and the microcomputer for the arbitrary data processing, for the control and the logic. Similarly, the logic cards will be there, the switching and the control cards will be there along with your the power cards. So all are related devices which facilitates the operation. The stations for the telephone setup will be there, sometimes called the lines. Okay, so all the I have seen this what we can say this EPBAX system, whole system in one of the government sector. Okay, not here in the Aurangabad, but outside the Aurangabad, I have gone through. So we will try our best to show you this setup at our campus. So external telco trunks will be there, consolidated switchboard will be there, various UPS and the connectivity wiring and the cabinet will be there. Okay, what it means by the cabinet slots will be there for the backup and all, and they need to take care about the calling continuity because we are talking about the internal as well as the external globally also. So we need to take care of all that backups and all. So installation of EPDAF. So before an installation, so what you need to take care, the area should be well protected from the rain. So earthing, proper earthing, you can say the safeguards will be there and the proper construction will be there, should be there. Okay, so it should be an air conditioning area. Why we are talking about vacation? Because the various slots or the courts are there. It is huge because continuous business point of view or the big organization point of view. So if we are going to continuously talking, calling through that line, so definitely temperature issues will. So at that time we require the AC conditioning area, power back, and the power connections and the earthing issues must be checked and verified. Obviously, after installation or the before installation or verification or the checking must be there because then only it can be start because it's a lakhs of equipments you need to install. So dust free room is necessary. The connection diagram mentioning the places to fix the EPABX machinery and the computer for the programming is required. Wiring must be planned having the future enhancement in the mind we need to take care. After installation, you can say the continuous monitoring, verification, or the inspection of the surrounding is required. Wiring for the extension lines is required, and the programming of PBX machinery need to check. Okay, verified, you can say. So in short, all the verification, inspection of audit is required. Okay, before as well as the after. So after installation, few more are there. That is at the before, then the at the time of installation, and you can say third way is nothing but after installation. What are the requirements or what we need to take care of? Instructions are given here. The last is nothing but where the number plans and the list of extension lines should be documented and stored safely. Okay, documented and stored safely. That is important. Every extension should be numbered based on your MDF, that is a main distribution frame, and stored for the future references. Okay, so here according to the saved document, the extension form should be configured. The configuration diagram will be there. The guidance, the instructions, the services providing, all details will be in the manual. Okay, and after configuration, the extension line and each of you can check and you can verify. Without that, it's not possible to start that setup. Means before going to install, you need to take care of the few instructions at the time of installation and after the installation also you need to take care because a huge calling rates is there. Even if we are talking about the commercial level, organization, business, companies, so definitely not only the internal but external clients will be there. So we need to take care of all these things. What are the features? That is nothing but auto attendant, automatic ring back. Already you have seen, I will show you the few setups on that particular phone. You will be able to find what is the calling, incoming calling, outgoing calling, what are the auto calls, how the recording will be there, how the call will be transferred, how the call will be waiting, what are the conference calls, all these features that will be provided by that APPX. What are the additional features apart from this? These are the fixed one, but what are the additional? That is nothing but alarms, okay, reminders for the meeting and appointments, the music on hold, and the night services, and DND, that is a don't disturb. So all these features nowadays we can observe in our mobile, but if you talk about the EPPX facility, definitely these features are already inbuilt on, and you will be able to observe on handsets of that. What are the advantages? What are the advantages if you want to utilize the benefit or the extensions of all this EPBX? So what are the advantages? Why any small or the large company or the organization need to go for this EPBX? So The advantages are nothing but optimum utilization of the resources. Okay, easier in the programming, system can be expanded and occupies a small space. So in a very short panel, small size will be there, but a lot of benefits. That is a calling will increase. Okay, extension, lot of extensions will be there. Okay, so that time you can utilize the various in optimum way. Very less resources are there. Easier in the programming. If you want to change the BPX programming, that is also possible. So easy we can go for that programming. System can be expanded if you want to increase. If the clients are increasing. Okay, and if from small organization to going ahead in the uh, large organization, that term also the slot can be increased in the EPPX. With the help of that slot or the cards, the number of a client can be increased. Okay, disadvantage require the electricity. Obviously, that should be 24 hours connectivity for that. Need careful handling. Okay, install and fix at a one place. You can't. It's not a portable every time you can't change the place. Okay, so it must be fixed at one place. Maintenance cost is larger, obviously. Maintenance cost will be larger than your the even elevators or the lifts. If you can observe the monthly maintenance will be there, but if you compare with that, so it's a huge maintenance cost will be for the CPPA just because of the continuity. What are the applications where we can utilize this benefit of exchange? Okay, so that is nothing but the shopping malls in the school. If school is very big, universities. Okay, we know very well in the university. You can take the example of your the family. So a huge size area, okay, built up area along with that in the acres. So how the what is the possibility? If you know the extension services, you can call in within that the university. So call centers, computer support networks, IT response centers, the technical support centers, the information centers, the resource centers. In all these the sectors, you can utilize this APX. Okay, malls, schools, universities, okay, computer sectors and all. So these are the basic, what you can say, the applications. With the help of that, we can utilize in the business and the commercial point of view this EPPX. If you go for the figure or the constructions, or you can say the diagram, how we can utilize that things, how we can utilize that things, so that you can able to observe. See here, the two external colors are there. Both are calling, and there will be the connection between the PSTN. So in this externals are calling or the client are calling, and that connection, the calls are received by the PSTN. That you know very well that what is it, public sector telephone networks are there, and here it will be the consolidated form, and the PBX consular will be connected, and the number of users or the clients is connected to this one. This is the setup. Panasonic companies is there, how we can connect this small setup. But if you talk about the city EPBX, that will be larger. Telephone Bhavan is having the huge big area or huge big size of here the EPBX. But for the small organization, small offices, for the small that time you can utilize in the sector ways or the slots will be there. But all the connection, if you want, this is the privately we are talking. But if you go for the government, definitely I'm taking the example of telephone bhavan. Okay, at a telephone bhavan, definitely there will be the huge size of EPBS which is collecting, receiving and transmitting all the calls internally and externally in the Aurangabad. Likewise, they are connected. So this is the setup of the EPBX along with your the telephone handsets. Okay, so how the various handsets can be connected here, the slots are there, how the pins are there, how the switching on and off you can observe. So here the various functions are there, how you can transfer all these things to the PSTN, then with the help of the tower and the antenna, how that is the signals are transmitting and the PBX are receiving with the help of the stations, with the help of the voice over the internet protocols all there, and how that received by the APBX, and later on this APBX is going to be transmit, okay, to the particular stations, to the different clients and all. So see here, if we are calling through the mobile or through the land. If you are calling through the mobile, so definitely there will be the mobile stations, or what we can say, the connections is there, that just like the tower will be there, and from the mobile call, the call will be received by the PTS, that is nothing but the what we can say, base trans receiver stations, and then the BSC, that is nothing but the base station controller will be there, and that will be received by your the mobile switching center, and then the public switching telephone network, then the with the help of the trunk, then the EPPX, and the EPPX is providing the various after receiving that, it will be sent by this EPBX to the various extensions. Okay, and if you want to utilize the internet connectivity or the voice over the internet, that time the LAN connection will be there in the offices and commercially. That will be go further. This internet standard protocols. Okay, so that will be go further. These are the basic diagrams. EPBX, various lines are connected going to the plants. Various plants are there, connectivity of this PBX is shown here. How utility this here, the internet or the what we can say, the internet is connected to the PC, then VoIP, then the PST, and all these things, okay, remotely, and they are connected. See here how the utility, check here, the utility and the LAN and LAN connections will be there. So here will be various Ethernet connections. You can observe here the slots at the back of your the kit. Okay, this is also the kit. You can observe there will be the callers, trans messages, the automatic call messages are there. Various things are available. So this public switch telephone network connection is there. That is nothing but the schematic of the conventional setup is mentioned here. How the mobile through the mobile the call is go to that the PSTN, and other is through the landline if call is going to received by the PSTN. Then from the PSTN, multiple telephone lines will be go to the EPABX. Then from the EPBX, the multiple extension, and one by one will be go to the one clan, other clan, third clan, fourth clan, likewise. This will be the connection. So basic PSTN connection is there. Next is nothing but your schematic of your the VoIP setup. That is nothing but your the voice over the internet protocols. So here the internet cloud, and that we are coming from the firewall and the router, then the network switches or the switching, and then the user machines, various phone machines will be there, and one will be go for the internet protocol phones, one will be go for just so one will be go for the voice over the internet protocol services, then the media gateways, then the TN clouds, and one will go for with the help of the extension, that is IP phones, and one for the user machine. So in this way, this is the voice over the internet protocol setup is mentioned here. Okay, how we are getting from the cloud and the internet, then the firewall, and with the help of the router, that is connected to the network switching by utilizing the network switching element. One will be utilizing the machineries, one will be utilizing the IP phones, and one will be utilizing the voice over the internet protocol services. Okay, so in this way, this is the utility. Okay, next is nothing but how the signal can be flow in the voice over internet protocol, because previously only we were talk about the callings, but nowadays we need to take care about the VoIP, that is nothing but voice over internet protocol. So this is the additional features or the advance of your EPPX. So call server will be there. Signals are transmitting and receiving in terms of the calling and the messages. Same with the help of the Ethernet switches. Both the side transmit and receive. Both, okay, and the middle part will be the call server along with your the Ethernet switches. And okay, a router transceiver packet will be there. Protocols will be there in terms of the packet or transmission will be there. The transmitting and the receiving. How the voice over the internet phone is connected, that is mentioned here. So don't need to additional data, and the PowerPoint will be required for this one. Okay, means there is no as such a complicated or the complexity will be there. It's a very simple connections in the network switching. That is nothing but we have the in terms of the slots, we are connecting the network switches to the phones, various clients will be connected with the server, and the what we can say, the various clients connectivity along with the piece. So see here the flow. Similarly, if we compare the new versions with the traditional one. So how you can find there are not only the differences in the cost but also the additional features. So total expenses which is required into till the date of EPBX is mentioned. This is the previous data of the cost of Cartel EPBX, arbitrating of the cost of software and the digital phones. Okay, AMC connections, cabling cost. You need to take care. Okay, how you are connecting to the various colonies. Okay, incidental expenses. All these things you need to take care while you are going to talk about the VoIP. If you are going to compare this VoIP open sources with the EPAPX, because EPAPX was previously, but nowadays everybody wants with the VoIP, that EPBX along with the additional feature that is a VoIP, okay? Or you can say IPBX. So this is a distributed technology. You can say this is a threading technology directly fed that calls, or it's a stable and open source technology available. This is a get locked to the proprietary technology. You can block here also, but just because of the wireless single network for the voice and the data, separate the voice network to be maintained. Okay, if you want additional features, then otherwise only simple voice data will be transferred. Here, along with this voice, the internet data can be transferred. The less initial investment, approximately one third of the cost of EPBX, because setup cost will be required in the EPABX. Okay, which is required the high initial investment. Okay, maintenance charges will be larger just because of the hardware part, just because of the component required before installation, within installation, and after installation of all the setup will require the maintenance cost. No cost for the expansion cost, no cost for the expansion. Only the cost will be required towards the hard phone purchasing. Okay. So here we know very well the cards, the expansion will be required if possible. So that time definitely the cost will be increased and upgrade at a no cost, but the upgradation cost will be required whenever you are increasing the number of clans, the slots, or the that those what is the costs and the slots. If you are going to increase, definitely the cost will increase. Mobility is built into the technology. Mobility not possible if at a one place if you are going to install that setup, you can't change every time. It's not a portable kind of thing. Okay, after completing the integration with the SIP, okay, the switching internet protocols at that time ranking over sys calls are the cheapest, overseas calls are expensive, obviously, and the voice quality setup below compared to EPBX level. Okay, it's a high quality you are getting. Here the data network will be centric. Here the dedicated network, the connection already we have gone through that the EPABX, the power outage can disturb the services, whereas the services which are required under this one. So if there is a discontinuity of the power or the cut off of the power at that time, there will be chances of disturbing that network congestion chances. If huge data will be there uh, at the same time, then the traffic or the network congestion will be there. Here is no as such things will be raised. Need less of the power and the space, need more power and the space required. The space already we have talked of the hardware part are there, so space required, more power just because of that all the equipments required. Single team can be maintained both the services, separate team is required because this you can say the both are hardware and the software type of the thing, so we require that the what can I say technical person. So here the SAP trunk services, how the simply here the completely coverage network, how the network can be covered, how we can talk that the analog signals are transmitted by that telephone handset to the PST and clouds, then through the SAP trunk services, the internet cloud, then the remote IP phones, then the same already we have seen in the previous slide, that is a firewall and the router, then the network switches with the help of the various kinds of switching elements we can observe. Okay, we can go for anyone, either the packet switching or the circuit switching, they have their own differences so that you can utilize in the network switches. The user machineries will be there and the IP phone, and as well the voice over the internet protocols are going to be placed in this way. This connection, see here all the hubs are connected, all the camps are connected. Okay, all the these are connected along with your the analog. Later on, you can convert here in the wireless form. So in this way, today I have tried to cover all the points which were related to your the EPAPX. Okay, this is a additional apart from if you talk about the mobile communication handsets and the generations, various kinds of generation, Android technology and the various kinds of generations, it is iPhones and all. So it's a different what we can say the telephonic technology that is in the hardware as well as the software form, and we are commercially or the business point of view or the organization and the company they are utilizing, they are since long and still we are utilizing this benefit of this EPPAX. I hope you have understood. In this way, I'm going to end my session today. And who are late, you just mention your roll number and the name in the chat. This was related to what the EPPAX. Entire So this was related to the PPA. So everything we have mentioned here. Additional part of this one is the all the things which are coming over here. That is a TIFR voice communication system. So one of the company that is a Tata company, they are utilizing copyright with their new technology.